Are we on the internet?
I hope not. We're already drunk.
That's true. Only 7 of us, though. Good evening and welcome to an all-new Talks Machina. My name is Brian W. Foster. I will be your host for the evening. Tonight, we will be discussing Critical Role Campaign 2, Episode 15, Where the River Goes, with my guests, Liam O'Brien and Marisha Ray.
Oh, Jeff Rachel! Yeah,
Hit it, Chief. These guys are nerds. We're back. That's not offensive, though.
Exactly.
It's just odd.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Welcome, esteemed panel of guests. Everyone's going to think we are drunk. Give it 15 minutes.
To be steamed.
Well, guys, I have the wrong card. Well, guys, we have some announcements tonight.
Do tell. Do tell.
Vox Machina Origins number 6 is out. It's out now. It's out. It's out.
Yeah, doing great.
Came out the other day.
People
it's
are
killing
getting
it.
it, reading it,
Dark
rating
Horse.
it, loving it.
Comixology. You can get it anywhere comics by us are sold. We are putting the final touches on the collected edition, and we'll have more to tell you about that very soon, but not yet.
Yep, being printed on human flesh.
Yes, mine. That's why
Talison's
I'm
idea,
covered up so much.
obviously.
Yeah.
Ancient blood is
Yeah.
the ink.
Talisons we would use, but it's already covered in inscriptions and scrolls and maps.
It's been used too much,
Yeah.
too played out.
And when you let it out of him, it just sort of floats upward, so it doesn't stay down
It's
for
very
print.
difficult to work with.
I thought it was odd for him to get an exact replica of the tattoo the girl has on her back in Waterworld.
Yeah,
Apparently a big fan.
but he always zigs when you think he's gonna zag.
That's true. That's why we love him. Speaking of Taliesin, Wednesday
just
Club
said that in
is on
audition.
tomorrow
Who was
night on these very channels at 7. Right? Starts at 7 now, doesn't it? Thank you, Danny. 826 LA. We hit our $35,000 tier this week, which means that Matthew Mercer will be hosting a fireside chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got to put the robe on
Robes
again.
and
The
all.
robe will be invoked.
It's a birthday robe.
It is a birthday.
Some might not know this. He started out with some robe, and then he switched to the vintage robe that I got him for his birthday.
No way.
That's true.
Ooh, it's vintage?
I got him a vintage 40s robe with a little tiger ring to commemorate the time that he stabbed me in the fucking gut.
Yes, that's probably.
He wore
What a
that
great
at Burning
gift.
Man.
The
Did he
robe?
really?
He wore the robe at Burning
That's
Man.
sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
Moving on.
we've already unlocked special codes from D&D Beyond and Wormwood. For the full list of incentives and codes, and to donate, check out 826la.org/critical role. Stop laughing because I'm doing well. Laugh when I fuck it all up.
It's a supportive laughter.
Okay.
Every dollar that you donate will double thanks to fellow critter Mark, who has graciously offered to match all donations. That's crazy.
Right?
Thank you again,
That's
Mark.
crazy.
Yeah. Good guy.
He's
He's a great
an
guy.
amazing guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's been on the show before.
He's more
Critical Role.
machine than man at this point, though.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he might walk on water. It's hard to say. Only with
But
the
what
ring,
if he's
though.
really heavy from being a machine? Well,
Magic is strong.
you could make it a couple steps.
Yeah.
If you're watching, we're sorry, Mark, and we thank you for your contributions. Be sure to check with your employer, too, to see if they offer a charity matching program, because many of them do.
Oh, good hint.
Deadfire, Pillars of Eternity, Deadfire is out in 2 weeks. Can you believe it? Pillars of Eternity 2.
Super cool. I am very excited for people to hear the weird shit that I heard the cast say in the recording process.
Yes.
They released, not we, I'm not in control of it. They released another portrait. It's Vax. On the site.
I saw the Pike one.
Yeah, Pickle and String Bean are up on their site, and who knows who will follow.
Oh my goodness.
Probably all of them.
For anybody that doesn't know, the game will feature custom voice sets and portrait art from Vox Machina.
Yeah.
The people whom this very show was named after. Just a twilight ago. To pre-order and to check out the Vox Machina portrait art reveals, head to versusevil.com/Critical Role. Be cool if those came up on the screen some of these weeks, Chief. Guess that's the job of the producer. We shouldn't really blame
That
Chief for
TriCaster is slow as fuck.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, one last juicy tidbit about our part in the Pillars game.
Yeah, juice.
Everybody was
Just give me the juice, I mean.
Everybody was, I don't know if I can move past this moment. Everyone was real good. Everybody delivered great. Obviously, recording Vox Machina was surreal as shit, but everybody's roles, substantial roles in the game were amazing. Travis in this game is unlike anything you have ever heard him do in any game or
Really?
animation ever. And I can't elaborate on it more than that, but he so went outside of his wheelhouse and nailed it. And I just think that our audience will particularly enjoy the finesse of his performance in this
Dude,
role.
now you're making me want to buy it. Before I was iffy. Now I'm in.
Yeah.
If only I could see that code on the screen. Wednesday Club tomorrow, which we already talked about. Critical Recap posts to YouTube Thursday mornings and airs 15 minutes before Critical Role in the pre-show art gallery hosted by our beloved Danny Carr. Just out of frame
Settle, Danny.
with a blow dart positioned towards my temple during the entire show, just in case.
She's got the shock collar
Yeah.
button just ready to go.
In what the cat petting executives call the insurance.
Why are you lighting the rag hanging out of that bottle? That seems...
This is great news. Asinine Wisdom with special guest Liam O'Brien.
Me too. Do I have
Tonight.
to move from the sofa?
You know what? Yeah.
too.
Oh,
It's not
Yeah.
far though. It's only about 20 paces.
well, that'll be good.
Oh
Yeah.
man, you're gonna have so much fun with Jake and Daryl.
Yeah,
I
okay.
was on last week and they were a blast.
Okay,
and
They're
I had a
good fun.
blast. That's at
They're good
9.
fun.
So come back after dark to Twitch, watch Liam be funny and inappropriate.
Yeah,
and
just go with the flow.
Just all around charming.
Right. My only experience with Daryl is looking lovingly into his eyes a couple of weeks ago, just in the hallways.
Yeah.
And with Jake,
Here.
just nod and smile.
It's weird that he
Okay.
stands out there just to look lovingly in people's eyes.
He looked
on the
lonely.
days where he's not even working. You look lonely?
He looked lonely.
Yeah.
I am lonely, but he looked lonely, and I aim to please.
Not after you guys spent some time.
I thought he was a cardboard standee for like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Then I was like, oh, he just has no friends. Oh God, I love you, Daryl.
They're not here yet. They're not
I
here
love
yet.
you, Daryl.
Don't worry, they're not here yet, and they're not watching this.
Yeah.
They're drinking somewhere in the dark. Without further ado, let us discuss at last episode 15 of Critical Role Campaign 2, Where the River Goes.
Sang it.
Shaka, 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 shaka.
Kentucky.
We have some Crit Roll stats for this episode, as we do every week, thanks to our friends at Crit Roll Stats. 15 episodes in, the players have rolled 48 natural ones this campaign.
Hell yeah.
There's
That's
also
$4,800.
I was going to say $4,800 because someone said 400 D&D Beyond, right?
Yes.
$400
For every natural
for every
one.
natural one.
$100
No.
for every natural one.
$1 for
We should
every
really start the
100.
show.
Na-
We should really start pretty soon. I didn't have a good warm-up today, you know?
you got to do tech rehearsal.
So that's $4,800.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. Contrast this with 67 natural 20s.
Ooh,
So there's
How
more.
many?
67.
And you don't even have a rogue with luck anymore.
I know, man.
So
Yeah.
that's something.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Over both campaigns and 51 initiative rolls, Ashley averages 9.45 on her initiative rolls natural value.
Well,
Just
Because she
below
said
average.
this week during the episode, like, I suck at.
always
Initiative.
has.
She always has. Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of tweets, and yes, she is back in town, but yes, she will be on Talks, hopefully next week. Very soon. She's been working on a little video game. So that's why she hasn't been able to come on the show.
Or are they finally working on that Bubble Bobble sequel? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yep. It's actually, never mind. I can't do that joke. Marisha, answer this first question to get this terrible thing out of my mind from Cutie Patra. Cutie Patra.
Okay.
Cutie Patra.
Kuti Patra.
Koti Patra.
How is Bo feeling about working for the gentleman? Does it align with her reasons for seeking him out in the first place, or was this not part of her plan?
Oh, she's so into it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she's with it. She's hip. Bo, as long as she makes friends in high places, she's happy because those friends are only friends for a certain amount of time until they're not.
Yeah.
Unless they still are, in which case, yay, friends.
That answer covered everything.
So great,
All the
right? Such a good
possibilities.
answer. Yeah.
Yeah, that gentleman character seems interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stroking my beard thinking about him.
Just like a gentleman
Like
would.
a gentleman would.
I'm sure we've barely just scratched the surface of the
yeah.
gentleman, yes.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely some layers there with that character. Liam,
Yeah.
Hain Jolly wants to know,
Pain Jolly.
how much are you enjoying watching Not attempt to investigate for traps and disarm them, or do you miss having that responsibility?
No, I don't miss having the responsibility at all. I'm really getting into the intricacies of being a wizard who fucks up constantly. But I love watching Sam bring his magic touch to the class that I used to wear,
Yeah.
because Sam is a comedic genius, and I'll get paid back for that later.
Because he's watching for sure.
For sure. He's not missed an episode.
Yep. Puts his
$20
kids to bed at 5.
I just like seeing his spin on it.
Yeah.
I like seeing him drunkenly curse people out for asking him to check things,
Yep.
and he was pretty great last episode.
Yeah. Last
Can I ask
episode
you a
was
question?
Yes.
How did it feel when he said that rogues are the worst class ever?
Oh, he was just trying to get my goat. It's fine. We all know that rogue is the best class. I wish I was rolling a rogue right now.
Heck yeah. Even Travis had a rogue shirt on.
Yep. There you go. Case closed.
Case closed. Marisha, Tabaxi took my girl wants to know. That's a good one.
Good name.
Bo told Jester to always take care of herself first. Is this an exception to her stance on selfish teamwork from the Caleb and Not versus M9 argument? That's Mighty 9. Or complementary? Is this something Bo thinks should have been true for everyone or just Jester?
No. I think it's still true. What Bo was trying to say with that was that your selfishness in the team, or what I trust in, is your own self-preservation. Like, I trust in your own selfishness because Bo is going to trust that people are going to be inherently selfish. So it's
Has
when
that
you...
always been her worldview?
I think so. Yeah, I 100% think so. And that'll come into play later. I think she sees selfishness as a way of survival, and that selfishness and survival is synonymous to Bo. So if she can trust in one thing in people, it's their need to be selfish. And most people are going to want to make sure that they don't get caught or killed in a mission. And when it kind of seemed like Caleb and Not did not have that same sense of self-preservation,
Yeah.
it was like, okay, if you're just totally on a fucking suicide mission, then that's a conversation to have.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, her whole point with that was that, you know, she can trust untrustworthy people in the moment when they're working for the good of the group to make sure that individually they don't get fucked over.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's still, you can still look out for yourself and basically use a group.
Oh my God.
Who we got? Yes!
There's no way he was watching.
A dick.
This was not planned. There's no way you were watching. Or did you?
Someone called me a comedic genius.
Oh my God!
Whenever you say Sam Riegel's a comedic genius, I get alerts from everywhere. I have to call in.
What's up, Sweet Pea?
Oh God, we're in the middle of it. We're in the middle of a show that you weren't invited
I wanted
onto.
to tell you that assessment of me is entirely accurate. Carry on.
Well, you did say you'd get paid back for it later. You didn't know it'd be 30 seconds
Right.
later.
Honey, will you cover up my plate of dinner to keep it warm? And don't open up the best wine until I get there, okay?
Sure. But I'll be shaving my butt and balls for later. Bye.
Okay.
You look like the Howdy Doody doll right now. All right. Well, that's something that happened.
That was fun.
Jeezy, crazy.
I felt my phone vibrating, and I'm like, oh, please don't be Joe. Please don't be Joe. But it was Sam. Next best thing.
Oh my goodness.
Do you feel like you got enough time to answer that question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it
Yeah.
good?
Liam,
Fine.
Yeah.
Cuddlefish333 wants to know. I feel like you always do that whenever they ask this question. How does Caleb feel about Jester using Zone of Truth on the party? Was it a good way to have an honest discussion, an invasion of privacy, or something else? How would Caleb have reacted if harder questions were directed his way?
Directed at Caleb or directed at Molly?
Directed it your way.
Oh, well, you don't know. No one knows
No,
what Caleb would
but Cuddlefish wants to know.
Right, Cuddlefish is just going to have to wonder about that, I'm afraid.
But what about your
how did
feelings about
Caleb-
her using Zone of Truth in the first place?
Well, he doesn't have any experience with that spell. He's never witnessed it before. He was definitely all eyes and ears when it was going down, and nobody asked him any questions, so I guess it's fine.
All eyes and ears when it was going down sounds like a Panic at the Disco song.
It does. Oh my God. It
Should
totally
be,
does.
Yeah.
Oh man. That was something that people listen to. Steve Durr has a question for both of you. How, if at all, has your one-on-one moment with the DM, where everyone else leaves the table, changed the way you play your character? I was thinking of a different one-on-one moment with the DM that I had last week, but
For both of us?
Oh, gosh.
yeah,
Okay.
you're both.
Do we
welcome
answer?
for
We
this.
just going to answer this on the couch together?
It-
guess.
you're
Is there
talking
another
about
way
in
to
the
answer
game.
it?
Well, separately, but that's fine. It's fine. Sure.
fine.
Yeah. I'll go first because I don't think that mine really revealed anything even to the audience about the stuff that I'm keeping behind the curtain.
So you would say it hasn't changed the way you play the character?
No, it has not changed the way I play the character. It maybe gave him, I mean, this is going to mean nothing to anyone hearing the answer to this question, but it gave him a different outlook of looking at the same things.
Oh, I get that.
But
yeah, I understand that.
It seems pretty vacuous to someone who doesn't know what I'm.
But you're
referring
saying
to.
that it maybe looking at the same elements, it gave him a different perspective on those same things that were in front of him.
Yeah, it changed his. God, I don't know how to answer that. Yeah, it changed his mood a little bit.
Okay.
That's all I can really
Okay,
say.
interesting. I definitely have sensed kind of a mood change. I think there's a question about that later that probably asks it a little better than I just did.
I'm
Spicy.
vaguely confused on the question. Are we talking about in a meta sense?
Your solo.
But it
Has
does
your
in a
one-on-one
meta
moment with
sense.
Matt where everyone leaves the table, has that changed the way you play the character at all?
Okay,
I
so
would
they
say-
mean in game.
I would say they probably mean in-game, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Bo had a complete disregard for any type of respect towards authority. And Bo is the type where she's going to respect someone who takes a physical action or has some sort of dominant upper hand because Bo likes to be dominant. We had this conversation the other night. Like, sometimes you like being put in check because then you're like, oh, sup?
Yeah.
Yeah. I respect that.
Yeah.
I think Bo needed that. Bo is gonna constantly come in like a wrecking ball, and if someone can be like "fuck you," then she's gonna be like, okay,
Yeah.
I have grounds to respect you now.
Some of my closest friendships crossed that threshold into being a close friendship after someone called me out on something. Does that make sense? It was like I went, you know what? I like this. I like the iron sharpening iron in that way, and going like, I don't want to be around people that don't call me on my shit.
Right.
You know what I
I
mean?
don't always like a yes man.
Yeah, no.
You know, I don't want
No, I
someone
have
who
plenty of
always
them
agrees
that I
with
employ
me.
already.
Right.
I don't need extra ones in my life. Yeah. It keeps
When
us on a short
I hire you to
leash.
agree with me, you'll know.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let's give away some free shit. Should we do that?
Not for free,
love
surely
free
not for
shit.
free.
Each week, we like to feature unique creations by you, the critters, including those epic gift-making skills. Up first, it's
So
Gift of the
gifty.
Week.
Gift of the week. You know you want that gift of the week.
We're back. Our winner for episode 15 of Campaign 2 was sent in by Scott Miller, not his real name, at Scott C_Miller, fake name. Let's take a look. Yes.
Yes.
Such a good moment.
Another trap. That's great. I didn't notice Travis dipping out. Yep. Yep.
Yes.
That is hilarious. That was great.
My favorite is the random fucks that are just peppered in. Fuck!
Travis dropping through the floor. Congrats to you, Scott Miller. You have won this retro Critical Role poster.
Oh, there it is.
Matt's leaning up against not a wall.
There's just
fake wall.
an assistant pushing on his butt from behind, but we
one of my
photoshopped
yes
them
men
out.
was holding him up. You can submit your gifts for our weekly contest by emailing them to submit@talksmachina.com. That's where you go to submit.
It's pronounced Chubmit.
It's pronounced commit. Moving on. For Marisha, this is from T_Jasper. Do you think Bo is warming up to Molly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Finally.
so. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Molly's warming up to Bo,
Yeah.
but I think Bo might be warming up to Molly.
Yeah.
Bo's one of those type where she's gonna immediately just hate anyone initially.
Yeah.
You're guilty until proven innocent with Bo.
Yeah. Interesting. She's got self-preservation. She's untrusting. Guilty until proven innocent.
We're really like the
An optimist.
Yeah, total optimist.
we're like the Partridge Family.
Yeah. In that you live in a bus.
I play tambourine.
I do the tambourine that's like where the legs do it, you know?
Oh, sure. Yeah,
You guys couldn't see that because I have to black out my legs because they're too thick.
Yeah, well, it's...
Liam, Little Gay Menace wants to know,
Oh.
at Little Gay Menace,
Hi, little gay menace.
has Caleb's opinion of Molly changed since his amnesia review?
Not really. He's still a lot. He's still like sticks out like a sore thumb, and he's still. Yeah, I mean, I know that Caleb can assume that he knows that he told the truth on the things that he said, but you can still work your way around that spell and not tell everything. And I don't know. Caleb is definitely like listening constantly to everybody, but he's not like digging
Yeah.
to find out what everyone's deep secret is. It's just as long as it's working in the short term, it's fine. So he's not thinking I'm going to be best friends with this guy. It's been a couple of days since he pressed his groin at my belly button against a cave wall, so that's good, I guess.
I mean, hopefully it'll happen again soon, but
Yeah, like every third episode tells him, and I
yeah,
work
at
that
least
beat
once
out.
a week or twice a week they say he's healthy.
Yep. So not yet. The only person who's
Yeah.
who his estimation of has changed recently is Beauregard's.
Interesting.
In this last episode.
In what way?
Well, there was a check where Caleb rolled a 1. I think I was in the middle of doing a detect magic. I was doing a ritual spell, and Matt had multiple people roll to do an Arcana check on something. I think I rolled a 1 or a 2, so he just pawned that off as, oh, you're focusing on the spell, didn't get it. But this one got it immediately. And
the magical symbols.
yeah. Which
What?
rolled a 16?
I rolled
rolled-
a 16.
I rolled a 16. Well, I didn't roll the highest, right?
You rolled a 16. I rolled an 18.
There you go.
How do you remember that?
I just had to watch it today for critical recap.
She's something else.
And Matt
guys.
often rewards like the victory to the person who's at the highest, right? So Caleb didn't get it, which is totally fine. That's D&D. But what it meant is that she's not some street rat thug, but that she has had some sort of formal training or schooling, something substantial to understand what's printed. Because you don't like just becoming some rich kid who gets into bar fights.
Yeah.
Know all that. She's
Yeah.
been to school.
Interesting.
And I just a little check mark went boop on a box, but
You like school, you like books.
or something.
Someone's
yeah.
into those things.
Something.
You're into them. I get it.
Oh, definitely like something.
We're well aware.
By the way,
now.
guys, Little Gay Menace would have been a much better Star Wars prequel.
So into that?
Would have been way better.
Yeah.
Marisha,
Yeah.
at current 521 wants to know, is Bo aware of her constant, if terrible, flirting with any women they come across? Or does it just sort of happen?
Speaking of, she is aware, yeah, and harkening back to kind of what I said a few minutes ago, Bo likes being very dominant and in control. So she's into it. She's within
She's
hip.
calling the shots there.
She's trying to call the shots
I understand.
as much as she can.
Yeah.
There was you know this. Is it Meisner that teaches statuses in scenes?
I don't know if that's
There's a
Meisner.
few. There's a few that teaches statuses.
I know that is a thing. Meisner I associate with repetition,
Oh,
which is two
always
people staring at
repetition.
each other and saying, "You have hair. You have hair.
You have hair.
You're sitting.
You have hair.
I have hair.
You have hair.
You're opened your eyes wider at me.
You have hair.
You're sighing."
You have hair.
That's acting class there.
Yeah.
You did it. Go be a voice actor.
Yeah, Meisner. There's one of the methods teach us statuses in scenes, which is someone has to be a dominant and someone has to be subservient, and I've kind
I've
of
been
always
to some of those
liked
classes
that.
with Taliesin.
And
You guys wear the
Yeah.
leather also, or?
you know,
I had to wear all the leather, and then no one else in the class was wearing leather.
yeah, we like the little bone-shaped,
Yeah.
little like
Yeah.
gags. Move on.
Okay.
I had to wear like a Courtney Love baby doll dress, but
Really?
maybe that was just me.
Yeah. They were like, wait, so that's what acting class is like, really? Thank God I didn't. Yeah.
Shit gets weird in acting class.
It's one of the things I will never forget my first week at NYU at the ripe old age of 18 in voice class and being on my back. I'm not going to do it, but I was on my back, right, just with like knees in the air, and you work on loosening out your diaphragm.
Is
and
this
just,
a pelvic thrust?
Yeah, just going
Yes.
like, just doing this. And in my head thinking, okay, this is how I learned to act.
I spent $30,000 for this.
Yep, don't do any of that stuff now.
No, not at all.
Max, text our Squeef and make sure he's awake, because I'm going to need that gift.
I was told from my voice, man, this is about to get dark. I was told from my voice and speech teacher that I sucked, and my voice sucked in college.
Well, fuck that person.
And now I do voiceover for a living.
Yeah,
so
how do
that's
you like
funny.
them apples?
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
a number.
She didn't like how I spoke in the back of my throat, and it had this like gravelly, bassy thing. And she was like, "Speak in the front of your mouth, like Adina Menzel. You speak up here." And she gave me, I got like a C- in that class.
Over enunciates everything. You want
is-
Melissa Etheridge, man.
That is
Yeah,
one of the most
yeah.
common actor stories, though. I've heard that 20 times. Like, this teacher told me that I was terrible, or I should get out, or I was the one because of my regional accent or whatever it is. I couldn't go anywhere, and that person going, poo.
Wow.
So,
Yeah. Screw you. But that's what Freddie Prinze Jr. said. For Liam, Wacky Historian wants to know, how did you decide which spells to add in the level up? Did you base it on utility? What components Caleb might already have access to, RP or something else?
it's all RP reasons. There are 2 or 3 threads in his story that are deciding those spells, so it's all very deliberate. And I know that because I get social media messages about it every day, that it's not like the optimal survive to the end cookie cutter thing. But anyone who's been watching the show, obviously, I don't give a fuck about that. So there is stuff under the surface that is why I'm choosing why I have chosen the spells I have, and why I'm choosing the spells that I am, and eventually, hopefully, that'll be clear.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I understand. Gotta leak the juice to them.
Yeah.
A little bit at a time.
Yeah. Just a little squirt.
It's the best way to go about it.
Yeah. I read that somewhere. Dan Bailey Lewis has a question for both of you. That's a serial killer name if I've ever heard one.
There's always in threes.
Their names. Yeah.
Always.
Yep.
Always in 3. I heard a thing today where someone said that most serial killers have like 11 or something. Huh?
13.
Oh yeah, that's one of the reasons why 13 is an unlucky number. They have like
what?
13 letters in their names. And I was like, I went through my whole name. I was like, am I a serial killer?
John,
No.
what's John? J.
I'm safe.
John.
Yeah, I think we're
Wilkes.
good.
I mean, I'm still a killer, but
Yeah.
no.
Serial killer of hearts. How nostalgic was it for you, Danny, you crossed out like. How nostalgic was it? Oh, it's on the screen still. How nostalgic was it like for you to fight a classic enemy like the gelatinous cube? What other classic enemies do you hope come up? Owlbears, more beholders?
It was so cool. It was just the coolest.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't scared. I was so excited.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that Liam wishes that Frumpkin had been dissolved. I thought that would have been great.
Yeah.
Caleb would have been very pissed off.
Matt and I realized maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, when we were too high level in Vox Machina to fight gelatinous cubes, that the gelatinous cube mini opens up.
Yeah.
And you can
Oh,
put
yeah.
minis
Put a
inside of
mini
it.
inside.
I did that
Yeah,
this
sure.
week.
And Matt and I were just like, oh, like in our living room, like putting different minis in
Yeah,
it, like
seeing
it
what
made
could fit.
any
Yeah.
difference to just be like, so I know he's been waiting for a long time to just put a mini inside of a mini, and then he didn't get to do
I
that.
have about 7 of that miniature because I have a problem.
Of the
as
gelatinous
well.
cube mini?
Yeah, because
Whoa.
it's a common, if you buy a lot of boxes from Wizards of the Coast, it's one of the big ones that comes in the box, and I buy.
They do like grab bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before the show, he was setting up the map when you guys weren't allowed on stage. I am because
Sure.
it's special. But he had that cube out, and it looks like one of those whiskey ice cubes that you put in your, drink to make it.
Straight
And so I was like, oh, is this a little thing for your whiskey? And he's like, no,
Whiskey
Brian,
stones.
go away.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
It was like that party for Resident Evil 6 at Comic-Con back in the day. They had those little light up cubes.
Oh my God, I can't
Yeah.
believe you remember that.
did. I barely knew you at that point.
Was that the party where there were sexy girls dancing on pillars?
I mean, that's most San Diego Comic-Con parties,
That's
but
true.
it is true. They were zombie
Like
sexy
go-go
girls.
dancer girls.
That's right.
That's right.
I think that was
was a
before.
good
I think that
party.
was before D&D.
That, I think it was.
Yeah, if it was Resident Evil 6, it definitely
Yeah,
was.
I didn't know you for shit at that
I feel
point.
like I remember us getting a picture on the step and repeat,
Yes. Yeah.
but we had like just met each other.
Yeah, I didn't know you for shit.
Oh,
That's
baby
that's
friends.
weird. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Good times.
Now we're buddies.
Now we're buddies.
Yeah.
Well, let's give away some more free shit and then we'll continue. Our next giveaway is for you fans that create and send in incredible art from moments during Critical Role.
incredible art.
So much. So much. Tonight's is crazy good. It's fan art of the week.
Oh, Brian, your punishment will be more severe.
You think the darkness is your ally? This week's fan art winner was sent in by Amy King, aka at Sephirenmei. Let's take a look.
Yes, I was hoping it was this one.
Look at that.
Jester flipping the bird at that stone statue.
I love it.
Boat trip. Look at how
So much detail.
good everybody looks.
I make that Caleb face about 22 times a day in my personal life.
Yep. Dang.
So much detail. Yeah, Jester.
Look at those, flipping them off. Look at those
I love it.
Look how sad
fingernails
the
on
statue
Ford.
looks.
Jester's so cute.
Thank you very much to
don't see it.
everyone who submitted. Congrats to you, Amy. You have won this Black Poisonwood Hero Vault from our friends at Wormwood. Blink. You can put your mini in here, you can put some dice in there, some spice in there. It magnetizes closed. Blip. Make sure to check out Wormwood on Twitter at Wormwood Gaming and on their website, wormwoodgaming.com. A reminder for those submitting, please include how you'd like to be credited with your little @ or your whatever, Tumblr, if you win. And just a reminder that our giveaways are currently only available to people in the US and Canada, excluding Quebec.
I personally asked for that.
You're like, fuck Quebec.
No, Quebec. I refuse. I refuse.
Yeah, I got food poisoning in Quebec. Fuck you guys. You buy your own wood. We love you, Quebec. What I love is the juxtaposition of this moment, and then on Thursday nights when Matt has to do the announcement, he's like, and unfortunately, it's excluding Quebec. Sorry, guys.
Suck it,
We'll try to
Quebec.
whatever. On this show, we're like, fuck Quebec. They don't deserve this shit.
I've gotten a few tweets from people being like, if you're in Quebec and if you know someone in another district, can you like submit on their behalf and then get it? And I'm like, I mean, how much do you trust your friends?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Hey, man.
yeah, but like,
Hey, man, that Wormwood you won definitely never came in. All right, cool. Well, I'll see you at D&D this week. Actually, I joined another group. Shows up with all this fucking shit. All right, let's go with this question for Marisha from EdCar101.
oh boy.
What was Beauregard's first thought when puncturing the cube and her hand going numb? Was she at all concerned to keep attacking?
No. Bo is still in that adolescent phase of, well, I'm not gonna die. This bad thing can't happen to me. Car accidents,
Yeah.
drunk driving accidents, psh, I'm fine. So no, Bo had zero concerns. She tries to live without concern.
Yeah, I'm sensing a theme here. She seems quite carefree. Liam,
Yeah.
Frankelstein wants to know,
Aw.
how did it feel to completely fuck Matt and his trap of the gelatinous cube with a giant cat paw?
They ended it strong.
I tried, but standards and practices.
Sorry, Quebec.
Sorry, Quebec.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things that I've been looking forward to as a heavy magic user, and one of them has been
Fucking Matt. And his gelatinous
with
cube.
I mean, bard, cleric, Path of the Duck, especially Path of the Duck.
Yeah.
Path of the Duck for the fuck.
Yep.
Has been control spell and changing, because like Vax had a couple things that he did well, and one of them was stabbing. So as a wizard, you've got so much shit that you can do, and it's like going through flip, 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 like the sign at Grand Central Station that just changes the
Yeah.
letters really quick. I'm going through all the things, and I know I'm gonna fuck it up constantly, but there's so many options.
Yeah.
So it was fucking cool.
Heck yeah.
Fuck it up. Yeah, fuck it up. The more you fuck it up.
I know, it is fun.
Yep.
Marisha, Poffelslop wants to know.
Possel slop?
Poffelslop.
Poffle slop.
Agreed.
Is the wording on here blurry or is something
Poffelslop.
happening to my eyes?
No,
Baffle slop.
the
printer had a problem?
The printer's having a hard time.
I literally was sitting here going,
Jeez.
I don't know if I know how to read anymore.
Bring
You
back
don't
Little
need
Gay
glasses.
Menace.
Bring back, at Little Gay Menace. You seemed conflicted over whether to heal Jester or to attack. Are the Nine's distinctive lack of healing capabilities becoming a concern, particularly in regard to consecutive combat encounters?
I mean, to them or to us as players?
That was for Marisha.
I guess I'll.
Wait,
go
was
now.
it?
Kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
We can
You can both
answer
answer
this
it. I'm
together.
joking.
I just do the
Oh, no.
cat spells.
Oh no.
Laura has the cleric, so she has healing spells.
Right.
But there's some potions floating out there. I remember. There's
Sure.
some other, obviously, intrinsic healing abilities. You guys aren't super heavy on.
I feel like it wouldn't be us if we didn't have a
fragile healing system at best.
Yeah.
Because before this, it was Ashley, and then it was just me or Sam
Yeah.
covering the blinks, and now it's Jester, which is great. But Jester has clearly stated that she fucking hates healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the rest of us are trying to make sure that we can at least get people up when they're down.
I mean, it just is what it is, man. You know,
Yeah.
we're the group that formed, and they don't want to die, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, you can have a campaign that's all rogues or all bards. You can do that. That's a thing. So, I mean, I know it's cool to have a fighter and a magic user and a healer and balance it all out, but I don't know. I mean, Matt is about as good as it gets for Dungeon Master, and I feel like he sets challenges that are, you know, challenging
Yeah.
to us without being ridiculously vindictive. So,
I would say he's
I don't know.
balanced
I mean,
with
as
that, yeah.
Liam, I guess, like, yeah, another healer would be nice, but Caleb is not thinking like, oh my gosh, we are not balanced correctly to go into the sewers.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what I think we've had ingrained in us from like MOBAs and other RPGs that like you need a healer in your party. So we feel that way, but there are fun exceptions.
Yeah.
And
That's
I'm
why
glad
ARAM was always great in League of Legends.
League of Legends.
League of
League of
Legends.
Legends.
I'm glad Jester is with them.
Yeah.
We're better off to have her,
Yeah.
for sure, even if she swears as she heals us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
It's kind of enduring.
It is.
Enduring and endearing.
Endearing.
Enduring.
Which did you mean to say?
I lost. Yeah, I was unconscious. That was my favorite one. Liam,
Yes.
SciGuy60 wants to know, were you always going to skin Maximilian's earthen grasp as a cat's paw, or was that an in-the-moment decision?
No, that was not in the moment when I was choosing which transmutation magic to level up into. I saw that one and thought it was okay, but we got a lot of mileage out of a big hand in the last campaign. And since Caleb is so fond of his feline friend, I thought that it just made sense.
Yeah. I'm satisfied with that answer.
Yes.
For both of you, this is from Tony Star 73. How challenging did you guys find working on the School of Magic-based puzzle? Did you find it easy, hard, or about the same level of difficulty to what Matt made you try working on during pre-stream of Campaign 1?
Before campaign 1.
Yeah.
Well,
Were there a lot of puzzles in the home game?
There was the one from our very first game that Taliesin just sort of hit with his elbow like Fonzie and broke it,
Yes.
which was
talking
awesome.
about the ice breath situation?
Yeah, it was like this big hydraulic puzzle, and Taliesin's one-game Dragonborn cleric? Paladin?
Paladin.
I think it was a rogue. Spit ice on the water and froze the hydraulics and just broke it.
Whoa.
So he just did a little sidestep. The
Yeah.
only other puzzles I'm remembering was there was the sort of the kids' IQ puzzle, which was a square broken up into little pieces and scattered, and we had to get it back into a square. That took an embarrassing long amount of time.
Yeah, a lot of the adults took about 20 minutes to
Yeah.
solve that.
I mean, in our defense, Gandalf the Grey sat in front of a fucking magic door for at least an
Yep.
hour before he got help from a halfling to solve that shit.
That's
So
true.
I don't feel too bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you know what you know.
Yeah.
You're good at what you're good at.
Technically, Gandalf didn't even solve it.
That's right.
He just knew the language.
That's
yeah.
right. He stumbled. They accidentally came up with the answer.
And Gandalf didn't even say it out. Like it feels like a little bit of a misstep on Gandalf's part.
Yeah.
Too much emphasis on Gandalf.
And
he
that
was old
motherfucker
and tired.
is immortal.
Yeah.
My favorite in-game puzzle was the Go Fishing game from the Honey Heist. It took me an hour and a half to do with the stupid bear glove on.
I still think back to that all the time. You tried to like chase around a
gosh.
pink fish.
That was hilarious.
Going, fuck!
I haven't played that game in 30 years.
I
you know,
still
like-
love the black and white photo that came of that moment with hairy hands coming
Yeah.
in. It was like a Yoko Ono art installment.
Oh my God, yes. Oh man, that's so true. Yoko Ono art installment. Oh my God. Hey, it's better than one of her audio art installments. That's for sure. It sounds like someone's choking out, like a
Let's just
emu or something.
Leave that up to our collective imagination.
Yeah, exactly. Marisha, labeled dinosaur wants to know.
Oh, dinosaur.
Label your dinosaurs, people.
Label your dinosaurs, spade and neuter them. Bo has seemed pretty separate from magic up to her encounter with the symbols. Does she have any great interest in the subject, or was that more of an opportune moment in the story? Does she have any great interest in magic, or was it just, well, let's figure this out,
How to answer this correctly?
Totally and fully. All cards on the table.
All cards. Put
You
them on the
know
table.
how
Just stays there.
you know how your dad as a kid is like, I want to teach you this. I want to teach you how to change your oil because someday you're gonna have to change your oil, and you're like, "Fuck you, Dad.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna take it to AutoZone.
Right.
I'm gonna be fine." And then one day you're like, "I don't have $80.
Yeah.
I need to change my oil." And then you're like, "Thanks, Dad." I feel like it's kind of like that. Like, why do I have to take Latin? Because it's a curriculum requirement.
Yeah, it's like in school,
Good to
you go, when
know.
am I ever going to need this? And then,
And now it's here.
yeah.
I took
Yeah.
Latin in high school.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
How?
Faked my way through.
They didn't offer Latin in my high school. I would have totally taken it. I took Spanish 1 4 times instead.
I use Latin all the time now.
I
I
had a
bet.
boyfriend bail out of a date because he said he had to go study for a Latin test, and then turns out he never took Latin. Don't fucking smirk at that.
I could tell
behind
you.
the scenes.
I could tell you.
You say a classy hat?
Let's just say he wasn't
He
the
said
one
he had
for
to
you.
go study for Latin, and then I was like, "Did you ever take Latin?" I asked him 5 years later, and he's like, "I never took Latin." I
He
was
said,
like,
I have to go
"You
study.
fucking dick."
He said, I have to go study a Latin. Then he went to the strip club.
I'm gonna lie better.
He was going to a Catholic school.
Oh,
he was
Jesus
betting heavy
Christ.
on Catholic, on Latin.
No. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm gonna be an exorcist. I'm gonna need this.
I'm gonna need to learn Latin. I was like, yeah, sure. And then 5 years later, I was like, you left because you said you had to go study for Latin. He was like, I never took Latin. I was like,
Oh my God.
don't fucking tell me that.
Dude, well, let's just say you're better off. And if you're watching, guy,
Now that it's too many embarrassing stories coming out tonight.
no, it's great. Wait till after dark and we'll let it all fly. Yeah. Liam,
Yeah.
Danik_Hey wants to know, I've noticed that Caleb is talking a lot more lately. This is the question I referenced earlier. Voicing his opinions and making decisions and suggestions for the group. Was it your decision to suddenly get his more involved vocally? Or did it just happen with the magic of improv?
Yeah, it's intentional. It's
Okay.
an intentional choice, story-wise, that has reasons.
Hashtag reason.
Wah, wah.
Classic Liam.
Classic Liam.
The joy of having Liam on the show.
Never shares anything manly, buttoned everything up, never shows his emotions.
Manly butt.
Yeah. Yep.
Marisha,
Yeah.
Neil Bryan 2 wants to know, you seem to be getting better at dealing with the others, even acknowledging a good burn. Do you think this is because of Ford's help, or simply that Bo is getting to know the group and is becoming more comfortable in their company?
The latter.
Yeah, I think so too.
Done.
Okay,
Leave
Liam.
it there.
VBlaze1421 wants to know, does Caleb recognize or question Fjord Taurus's arcane power?
Question it?
Yeah, does he recognize or question that arcane power?
He recognizes it and does not question it. We live in a world where deities put their thumbprint on the world around us, and fire shoots out of people's hands, and cats poof in and out of existence. So I don't think Caleb hasn't seen this much amazing shit in this frequency anytime recently, but so he's clearly with I think Caleb. One thing I can say is like Caleb is looking at this group of weirdos that he's with, and thought like maybe some of them will have some aptitude. I mean, it's a D&D campaign, right? Everyone's magic and special. We know that. But if you take it as someone entering like a group of mercs or idiots banding together, there's a lot of weird shit in this small group of people. So yeah, it's totally real. And he thinks that Ford, he doesn't think that Ford, Liam and Caleb does not trust Ford / Travis to be like neutral good cowboy. He's spit salt water out. I mean, there's shit going on under the hood there, and he clearly has got magical power that he seems confused by. It seems like maybe it was ill-gotten or mistakenly gotten, which is very different than Caleb's experience, but it's real.
Yeah.
He sees it.
Yeah.
Sees all of it.
It's actually a fascinating point that I don't know if I've ever made the connection that in D&D everyone is fantastical and privileged and gifted
In the party.
in the party, but I think we're all trying to play them like people still discovering that,
That's right.
and maybe that can lead to some dissonance.
Yeah, I think with the makeup of Vox Machina is different from this group because not only were the origin stories a little simpler when we made them because we weren't thinking of origin stories, we just got together, but they come across as a little more like normal folk thrust into greatness, whereas everyone in this group seems like some sort of circus carny, not just Molly. Like everyone seems touched by fate in some way. And that's clear to everybody, to all of us.
There was someone who asked on Twitter, who they added me like a while ago, maybe like 2 months ago, and they were being very genuine in their question. They were like, genuine question, why would anyone play as a human in D&D? Just curious.
Yeah.
And then before I could respond, someone in the critter community responded very aptly, and I was like, yeah, that's it. They responded with, some people like playing as ordinary people in extraordinary circumstances.
Right.
That.
Right.
And I was like,
100% that.
that's, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And I think that's fascinating
Yeah.
and very engaging
Yeah.
to some people. And, you know, it can be, as someone who went from being a half-elf, all-powerful druid whose whole backstory was that she was basically a prodigy who could manipulate nature, to someone who's basically a human who punches things.
Yeah.
Very, very fucking well.
Yeah.
I think it's part of what makes what made Percy so fascinating in the last campaign is he came from money, but his brain didn't come from money, and so he's able to do these amazing things because he pulls himself up by his own bootstraps and thinks his way out of problems. And both Bo and Caleb are just schmoes. They don't have any. They weren't born with horns or any kind of like arcane demonic ancestry or anything. They're just people who just put their nose to the grindstone and learn something.
Yeah.
And are trying to pull themselves out of whatever bullshit they're in.
Yeah, we're the Black Widow of the Avengers.
Yeah.
Hey.
I was reminded of this quote. I looked it up on my phone. Did you spill?
It's fine.
It's
Off
okay.
camera is all right.
At least your jeans caught it. Oh, wait.
It burned. It's acid. It burned them right away.
Burned right through the
Oh
jeans.
God, what happened to my jeans?
Goodness gracious. That's what you get for playing with the lawnmower. Matt and I talk about imposter syndrome a lot. Not a lot, but we've talked about it several times.
Yeah.
And David Milch has this quote where he says, so much of the accomplishment in art comes not from the discovery of one's gift, but from its acceptance. And I think that's kind of the same thing as you realize it's not just that everyone's going to be gifted, because everyone will be gifted in a D&D campaign. It's just a matter of in what ways. But the
Accepting it.
discovery and the acceptance of that gift is the process that you look forward to. That's what's so cool about levels, is that you only get a certain amount of things at a certain amount of time, and it caps to a certain extent what you can do, and hopefully you're all, obviously leveling up at the same time. But to me, what comes from that in a character sense is so much more interesting.
Yeah.
And how you guys respond to what happens when you get something new or you find
Yeah.
something else or someone else becomes super powerful and you're kind of still behind or whatever it is. But the idea of extraordinary people doing extraordinary things, I mean, it's human nature for some select to want to gravitate towards that because it's not necessarily escapism, but it's definitely wanting to keep one foot in reality and one foot in fantasy to a certain extent, because the two of those things coming together is so fascinating, and that itself is its own interesting fantasy.
Do you want to go first?
You go.
Our group is particularly theater troupy, so I feel like even things like feats and what we choose at level 4 and at those moments, everybody's picking something, not like what will make me the most powerful, but like what will tell an interesting moment in this character's story. Especially like with Keyleth in the last campaign, a lot of her story was told with choices that were made. God, there was something else, but I forgot it, so you go.
Yeah, we're
No, that was great. I like that you ended it there because it's very self-serving to me. Sorry. I was just going to say, I feel like in Disney movies, we see that dichotomy a lot. I feel like in Disney movies, you almost have like a few choices. It's the protagonist who discovers their power within them that was there the whole time.
Yeah.
And discovers what was always there. Or the opposite, which is you can rise above what you were built to be and become something else.
Yeah.
I often find Disney to be very confusing with what it's actually telling us as a lesson, because I'm like, wait, am I supposed to rise above what I'm inherently good at? Or like the Moana circumstance where it's, no, this is what you've been good at, embrace it, and you can take that and rise towards it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a dichotomy that you get a lot with characters in fiction, is embracing or rising above.
Not everyone's going to have the traditional hero's journey because that would be boring.
Yes.
Yeah.
If everyone had that
yeah.
same arc, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what was so fascinating about, oh Jesus, here we go, about Scanlan, the last campaign. My phone's gonna go off again because we mentioned him. But I won't.
Just don't call him a creative genius.
That guy
won't.
he has no comedic timing.
He's a creative
no
paperweight.
heart.
Yeah, he's whatever.
Yeah.
He's fine, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Fine.
He's always looking upstage for some reason.
Well, yeah. And I love him trying to get the last bit of wine out of the flask every week now.
So great.
Just
He
need
has to justify it to us every time. He's like, it gets caught in the corner.
Caught in the corners, guys.
And we're like, it's,
Yeah, no, we didn't think you were
No,
just
we're-
doing a dance, you dumb
My
shit.
favorite moment of the last episode was just him. I'm gonna paraphrase. I can't remember what he said, but it was just like, what the fuck is the matter with you? I just love his little drunk ass goblin.
I know.
So adorable.
I was wondering if he was actually drunk or not, but it was probably just in the game. Nobody gets drunk around here, guys. Our last question of the night comes from Barbara Octaviani. Octaviani. That's a beautiful name.
Octaviani.
On a scale of it's all good to sweating bullets, how concerned are you about the upcoming fight with whatever it is that came out of the floor?
I am hopeful that there is a way to talk our way out of it, or into it or with it, whatever isn't needed. Because, Caleb's pretty tapped. He doesn't have a lot left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you used up some
Yeah.
serious stuff.
Oh,
there.
Yeah.
no.
Especially on that learning boner at the last second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Learning
I got-
Boner was the name of a show I pitched to Geek and Sundry, and Marisha shot it down. I was like, think of Reading Rainbow, except Learning Boner.
Don't blame me, blame legal.
Blame legal. Well,
Hashtag
the
blame
judge
legal.
gets sick of that after a while.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Are
I
you guys?
hope I don't get in trouble for that tomorrow.
You won't. No one upstairs watches this show.
That's true.
They don't.
Yeah, once again, Bo, I think, is like, this is fine, although Bo, I mean, Bo mentioned it, so I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't say it.
Yeah.
That I was kind of afraid that it might be like some sort of amalgam of all of the spell schools
Right.
dropping from the ceiling, like some
Could be.
necromantic elemental insanity
Yeah.
that's gonna
That
try
could
and
be
eat
it.
our face.
It could also just be the author of that book, Sif Jurgensen.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sif Jurgensen.
Jurgensen. I'm pretty sure it's Jurgensen.
It's Sif Jurgensen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darth Jurgensen.
It
Oh,
could
you
be.
like his little
Jeff Vader.
pet experiment Frankenstein monster? Is that what
No,
you think
like
it's gonna
writer of the journal. Couldn't it be?
be? Yay!
Yeah. It could also.
Oh wait, you think it's gonna be him incarnate?
It could be.
I was thinking
could
it was
be.
gonna be his monster, like a
It could
Frankenstein's
also be
monster.
that. It could be Vecna's
Ballsack.
grandson. Ballsack.
Yeah.
Sure, Ballsack.
Vecna's ballsack.
Who knows?
Yep. Is there a mini for that?
There is.
It's very rare.
Did you guys play with that one night for hours and Matt got excited about using it in this
He
campaign?
custom made that mini.
Oh boy.
I question all of its existence.
Wow.
Just looking in the mirror for like 2 hours modeling clay.
Yep. Yep.
It was like, where did all these dick pics come from? So weird.
It's research, babe.
Matt, you have got to get on this show more so we can stop molesting your pillow and talking about your
I know.
nuts.
Where is the pillow? I did have it last on Thursday.
You didn't take it home?
Yeah.
I'm not saying.
What state you
We gotta
in?
go, guys. We're over our time. Before we go, I just have to publicly ask, Marisha, I took a couple of lifesavers from your office earlier. I hope that's okay. It's
As long as you didn't take the key that we've taped above our
Nope.
light switch.
the Mac key? No, I left
No,
those
yeah,
there.
yeah, no.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight, folks, on whatever this was. Stick around for Talks Machina, I Know What You Did Last Summer edition. I would like to hashtag thank my guest, courtesy this week of @IreneLPen. Cube ate yo kitten,
It's not true.
monk shit for days. Yeah. And I'm your host, Paddling Way Faster.
Ah, that's good. That's good.
Critical Role Campaign 2, Episode 16 airs this week.
Hubba, 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 hubba.
Hubba, 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 hubba. Until then, don't forget to love each other. And don't worry, it's almost Thursday. Stay turnt, my friends.
Jurgensen.
I hope your mic was on for that. Oh, Chris is back this week.
So of course it was. Yay, Chris!
We missed Chris last week. Props
Chris is
to
my favorite.
props to whoever filled in, but Chris is awesome. So
But we
we're
love
glad to
Chris.
have him back. He was in a small legal dispute.
Oh.
This is After Dark, where our questions come to us from the Alpha Chat. Thank you, everyone, for asking such great questions during the show, and I will now ask those to my guests.
I met him once, Alpha Shat. He's a
Alpha Chat?
decent guy, yeah, Alpha Shat.
Project
Works
Alpha
upstairs.
Chat?
Yeah, he works upstairs.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the guy who came up with Alpha. Project Alpha Chat.
Named after.
Our first question we're going to ask will be. Oh, where was the one about? Okay, here we go. This is for both of you. Slow-mo J Fish wants to know.
Okay.
Has it been difficult to transition from Vax and Keyleth's relationship to developing a new one for Caleb and Bo?
Yes, it has.
Oh, that's a fun question.
Yes, it has been.
Oh, I hate you so much. That's so fun.
But we have had some disputes, on-set, off-set, about that house and everything that went down in that house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I
Interesting.
wouldn't say disputes.
What word would you use to categorize our discussions about what went down in the house?
Clarifications.
Clarifications. Okay, got it, got it.
You know, you had the jacket off for the previous
I did.
incarnation of the show, and you were showing some beautiful chest hair, and now I kind of wish it was back. Chief, can we do anything about that? I
What on earth would you do?
was hoping that, I don't know, I just liked it better
saw this
with
when
the way...
when I was going pee.
Yeah.
It was Marisha's hashtag sleeves are bullshit, and Liam must be hashtag first buttons are bullshit.
Buttons
Yeah.
are bullshit. Okay. Okay.
Let's see, what other questions
No,
do
wait,
we have?
wait. It's
Yeah.
interesting because
Oh yeah,
at the beginning of this D&D campaign, we didn't know each other. And then we did the ridiculousness of the last campaign. Now we're very good friends. And right when we've reached this culmination of being like bestest of friends, now we hate each other.
Yeah, interesting.
It's so interesting.
That's, no, not on me, goddammit. Look.
That's some Boogie Nights shit right there.
That is some Boogie Night shit. Wait, what should I in my head? I thought you were gonna
Wait,
put it
does
on
that-
him.
Does it work on me?
Try it on Marisha.
Oh, do it to
I want
Marisha,
chest
yeah.
hair.
Put some hair on that woman. Oh man.
While
have the
we're
technology?
working on that, this show's so stupid. My buddy today was like, "Isn't it so amazing?" Oh my god! Oh my god!
retract my request.
I take that back immediately. Oh my god! This is not what it's like at Burning Man.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh.
That's okay. That's
Cardigan, make it stop.
all right. Both of you, please splash some cold water on us with an answer to this question
Oh my
from
gosh.
Tempestos. What sold you guys on your class archetype? Do you have a little FOMO of another school of magic or monk tradition so far? Or are you happy with your choices?
I'm fine with monk. I do miss a little bit of magic, although I'd be lying if I didn't say that anytime you guys are like, fuck, that's a concentration spell, or fuck, I missed that saving throw. I'm not like, spell casting's a dick, isn't it?
I never said any of those things.
I'm saying me personally
Yes.
is getting gratification out of your
there's
all
a lot
suffering.
to juggle. Yeah, a lot to juggle.
Do you wish you-
It's pure Schadenfreude for me.
Schadenfreude.
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 Are you happy with the monk tradition that you chose, or do you have FOMO about a different one?
No, I am, and I think it fully came to realization actually this past game when I was able to participate in that Arcana check, because normally I wouldn't have been able to, but as my monk path that I chose, I can make that Arcana check. Because like Matt and I had a conversation and I was like, how useful is this gonna actually fucking be?
Yeah.
Super useful.
But it is, yeah. You just have to kind of wait for it, and we're down for the RP aspect of it. So I'm there. I'm
Yeah.
within hip.
I think it's super cool. And you months before we started the second campaign told me like the vaguest overview of what you were doing. So I kind of know what Bo's monk type is and where she's at. I don't know any of the specifics or the details, but it's just, again, like last campaign I played a rogue. I didn't want to be like whoa, I'm such a badass. Like I like us picking the person that we want to tell the story about, and then saying like what facilitates that.
Interesting.
And,
Yeah, character first.
I like
before
it.
class.
It's not
Yeah.
just like your basic, I punch stuff. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a lot of that. Like, oh, Bo's not very chill for a monk, and I'm like,
Right.
Yeah.
yep, no, she's not.
Yeah. 2-Bit Writer wants to know, you both can answer this, do you see Jester causing romantic drama in the future?
Drama? I mean, for herself, maybe.
Yeah.
Do you think Jester falls in love easy? Maybe she's one of those types. She just falls in love easily.
Still a mystery to me.
Yeah, I would not. I have no opinion about whether she would fall in love. She is certainly very charming and entertaining, but where her predilections lie, and if this is a passing fancy with Herr Fjord or not, I do not know.
Yeah. Oh,
I
speaking
really
of,
like Jester.
Yeah,
I do
same.
too.
Yeah,
I do too.
She is hard not to
She's
like.
one of my favorites.
Somebody
I've got a
sent her a
little-
donut flask.
A donut flask?
It's a flask that's a donut, which is great because she's
saw
drinking a
that.
lot right now
Yeah.
because of the pregnancy,
Yeah,
and
and you
the
get
stress.
judged
It's
so
like,
hard, so you got to sneak
nobody
it like
will
that.
notice what it is. They just see her drinking
Sucking
a
on
cute
that
little
donut.
thing. Speaking of Fjord, Karen wants to know, what do you think Ford's backstory is that he's hiding?
There's really no idea.
I know what it is.
Fine. I mean,
10 grand to find the secret. And he said, I would have given it to you for free, but now I'm going to keep this 10 grand. That's
you'll
Travis.
spend it all on Scientology anyway, so I'm not
Yeah.
sweating it. Liam, as a D&D
eater.
fan, knows that there's some eldritch horror in the ocean that he's getting his shit from.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it could go.
Horror?
Horror?
Horror.
Horror. Horror.
I understand.
Horror. I think for him, I think he and not their pasts are blank slates for me. I don't know what the hell's going on with either of them.
Yeah, same. What do you think his backstory is? Do you have any theories?
Shriner.
So far, man, do I answer this as Bo
I don't know.
No.
or me?
Just answer it as you.
As me? Oh, I think he's definitely hiding shit.
Yeah.
But aren't we all?
Yeah.
I
Hopefully.
think Ford is the altruistic cult leader whom we're gonna find out some dark secrets from later.
Before we go into this dungeon, have some Kool-Aid.
I wonder if if Fjord lost someone or someone was going to die, and he traded himself to Cthulhu.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. I have no
Ooh,
basis
interesting.
for that.
What if he's Aquaman, like from the great Justice League film?
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
But not Caleb, but Liam. I don't think that he's good. He could be, but I don't think that he's good. I think he's more
Interesting.
complicated than that.
Oh, that's interesting.
I
that you
think
guys
he's-
feel that way.
Better. I don't know.
We don't know.
We
I
don't
think
know.
that's not true. He's not better than Grog. He's just maybe smarter than Grog, and I don't trust smarts.
Definitely smart.
Yeah.
Wrong.
I'm gonna get to this other question here, but first, I asked Arsqueef to deliver, and he did. Chief, can you show us the gift that I was hoping that we would get?
Yeah, this I saw. There it is.
Oh no.
There we go.
I had the tact to not make that gift.
Courtney said she had the tact to not make that gift.
That's
but
it. That is the Meisner technique right there.
She's working on the wrong show.
If you're not willing to do that, don't bother with voice acting. I'm telling you right now.
I'm so glad it wasn't me.
Oh, yeah. I think you'll have your own.
But we all did it.
Yeah. I have mine out there.
Miss Sunflower 94 says, do you all ever get Taliesin hair envy? What's something colorful you'd like to do with your hair?
Can I tell a story?
Sure.
Based on this question?
Yes.
We were at C2E2,
Katutu.
and we were doing group photos.
Mm-hmm.
And this family with this little girl came up who must have been 11,
Not sure which little girl
Came
we're talking
with
about
us.
yet. Yeah.
and she asked Taliesin in our photo, she was like, "What's your favorite hair color?"
All right.
Do you remember this?
Yes, I do.
And I could tell as a little girl she was expecting red, blonde, blue. And Taliesin responded with, I'm really into the peacock fade, where it's, the blue, the green, the emerald into the amber and the purple, and it looks kind of like a peacock.
Yeah.
That's my favorite hair color. And I just saw this little girl go,
Yeah. I don't have the money to make that work.
nor you could tell she was like, my brain comprehension is
Yes. Right.
catching up with you right now.
Yep. That's hilarious. That's
So my
Taliesin.
favorite moment of C2E2 was a girl asking Taliesin, what's your favorite hair color? And Taliesin responded with peacock.
Well, it all goes back to the clothing styles of Elizabethan England.
Yeah. In order to explain this, I'm going to have to go all the way back to the Revolutionary War.
I did all that hair color stuff in high school.
You're-
Had the red, blue, green.
I had black
blew-
hair.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sure you did.
I blew my second grade teacher's mind because she was like, what's your favorite color? And every other second grade kid was like, blue, green, red, the normal colors. And I said, iridescent. And
Oh.
my teacher was like, what? And I was like, iridescent.
And that was what I told my teacher.
Grade. Iridescent.
Second grade. And I think she was more impressed by the fact that I just knew what the word iridescent was.
Probably made the same face as that little girl at Katutu.
She did.
Tempestos wants to know, if you were a human pulled into Exandria and had to go on adventure, what class would you be?
Us personally?
Yeah. If you were pulled in as a human to Exandria, what class would you be?
A durr.
I would try a sorcerer.
That's, yeah.
Yeah. I would
Like
try
a
that.
wild magic sorcerer
Yeah,
would be
because
rad.
I dig the magic stuff because I play wizard at home. I dig the magic stuff, but I like,
I like how it's like innate in them. Like that's cool.
yeah.
I think I'd be a wizard, actually.
You think so?
Yep. Book learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd want to be someone with a little bit of fighting, a little bit of magic, like a paladin or something.
You okay, buddy?
Good. Dying.
We all are slowly dying.
Don't
Yeah.
die. Don't.
I can't promise that. I can't promise
You
it.
have asinine wisdom. Die after.
I'll die during.
Die during.
Don't die on the set. That's a liability issue.
Yeah.
Next
Please walk
question.
outside to die.
Sorry.
I'm
Go
kidding.
cough over here.
Go
Get
ahead.
that next question up. Boom, right in front of the camera.
This one, I'm glad you're just here to answer. This is from Bored to Seth, Marisha.
Okay. Yeah.
If the Mighty Nine were stuck in a cabin in an avalanche with no food,
Okay.
which party member would the party eat first? Who's the meatiest of them all?
That's what I was gonna say. Probably Ford, because he's probably already a little salted from his saltwater situation. So his meat is a little bit cured. I'd go for that fjord meat.
Ooh, yeah. Make sure it's fjord on both sides.
Don't quote me on that, ever.
Too late.
Fuck.
Chaos Bringer wants to know, Marisha, what martial arts movie would you say is your biggest influence for Bo? How Bo will tear through her foes? What martial arts
Is
movie?
it Spy Kids?
Is it Spy Kids? Is it Sad Boy and Lava Girl?
It Man.
It Man?
It Man.
Yeah.
Answer.
Seven Samurai? Yeah. It Man's
Man.
really good.
Yeah.
Marisha,
Yeah.
tell me about your family.
Well, when I was 7.
This is great. Hey, guys. Marisha, Elsie wants to know, we've all seen Matt mainlining his mini addiction in various streams. What is your hobby, passion, addiction?
Legal just left. I don't know if I can.
Well,
We don't have a legal rep right now at LDN. I don't know if.
that's all the time we have for tonight, folks. I'm going to keep my ear to the ground and see what I hear. Right now, it's a faint pulse. Come back Thursday for more PG action with the cast of Critical Role. We love you guys. Thank you for watching. Hopefully your kids are asleep by now. I know mine are.
Hey, remember on like ABC Family when they used to have that little like PSA that was like, oh, if you're a kid, you should leave.
Yeah.
Maybe
Before
we
like
should-
NYPD Blue came on. Yeah, they were like, no kids allowed. Is there any more on there you want to answer before we go? Oh. What was Caleb's favorite scene from Tusk Love?
Tusk Love, that would have been the moment when Fjord removed his own tusk
Oh, yeah.
with love.
Yeah, and then he...
I don't know how this app works, though.
Click on Danny Carr again.
Danny Carr. Let's send a message to Danny.
Oh.
Trend your treats? What? Come on, Slack.
There it is.
Okay, that's enough.
But we just got so close.
You can't even see Brian's face. It's hidden by the iPad.
That's totally fine.
Oh, Danny says, hey, buddy. Oh, that works.
Oh, that's
Was there
cute.
just-
Okay.
Did we forget anything?
What's your opinion, voice of O'Brien,
Oh.
for Marisha Ray? What is your opinion of Brian Foster as the host of this show? Do you think that we can move beyond previews of the show and go into the show proper now?
We
You
should.
know,
we should really start.
I was concerned he would smell like cabbage, but apparently he does not. He smells quite nice.
It's
That
a
is what
lie.
everyone says.
It's a lie.
It's true.
You smell all right.
Oh, yeah.
You've smelled better than this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He smells
It's,
good.
it's
Please,
the
someone.
it's all of the yeast that I've been eating.
Someone please put us out of our misery, please.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for
Wait,
watching.
say that one more time.
We're